Sausage.
Hello everyone, this is Attack the Backlog, the podcast where I, Marc, tries to make a dent in their backlog one game at a time. This episode is all about Gorogoa, a simple puzzle game about moving and manipulating pictures on a 2x2 grid. Gorogoa originally came out on December 14th, 2017 for PC, iOS, and Switch, and later made its way to Xbox One and PlayStation for the following year on May 22nd, 2018. So, like the game itself, this episode is going to be a short one. Short because Gorogoa made me feel nothing. Of all the games I've played for Attack the Backlog, Gorogoa is one of the few that left me feeling empty. I appreciated the art, but the gameplay, while interesting, didn't engage me the way I think it wanted to, and whatever the story was trying to convey, all I got out of it was that I was some dude collecting different colored fruit for some reason, and that's it. I connected with Gorogoa in no way. I don't even know if the game had music. I'm sure it did because most games do, but if it did, I've remembered none of it. As far as I'm concerned, I played the game in total silence. But I can't just end it there, right? I should at least talk about the game a bit before saying my usual anyway. Well, as I mentioned seconds ago, I do like the art, and if there's any reason to play Gorogoa, it's for the art. It has a unique aesthetic that looks ripped from a children's book, a sophisticated children's book, a children's book that parents buy for themselves and say they're buying for their kids because they like the art that much. The art in Gorogoa is that good and suits the melancholy tone of the story, which, again, was lost on me, but the sadness of it all was not. The way environments complement each other and change as you zoom in and out of a picture is a pleasure to behold, but that's where Gorogoa's pleasures begin and end. The problem with Gorogoa is that, while I think the puzzle design and conceits are interesting, they don't come together in a satisfying way. Most of the puzzles involve zooming in and out of pictures, rearranging them on this 4x4 grid, and breaking pictures into two so you can create new pictures from their pieces. It's a cool concept and delightful to look at when everything comes together, but I never cared much after the first 10 or so minutes of the hour and a half I put into the game. I was left scratching my head more than a few times, and when I figured out what I needed to do, it wasn't a rewarding eureka moment, but a how much more of this do I need to do moment. The cleverness of the concept doesn't always come across in the puzzle designs, and that's the killer. Don't get me wrong, there are some clever puzzles in Gorogoa, but there are plenty of stinkers as well. Even the cleverest puzzles often have a convoluted step or two before getting to their creative conclusion. It ends up being a bummer because Gorogoa has a lot going for it. It has beautiful art and a unique concept, but not every aspect of Gorogoa is up to the standards of its art and concept. At the very least, it doesn't overstay its welcome and is smart enough to know that, as creative as its concept is, there's not enough there to pad out an experience of more than an hour or two. I wish I had more to say. I wish I felt something other than nothing. I wish a lot of things, but what I wish more than anything is that you enjoyed this little video, and if you happen to check out Gorogoa for yourself, that you enjoy it the way I wish I did. Anyway, that will do it for this here episode of Attack the Backlog. Once again, I am Marc. Y'all can find me on Twitter and pretty much everywhere at PXSausage. The site is, of course, pixelatedsausage.com, where you can find this podcast, the Pixelated Sausage Podcast, and on Amazingly Baka, all of which are available on podcast services across the globe. You can also check out the video version of the show if you aren't already doing so over at youtube.com/pixelatedsausage. And if you haven't, please like, subscribe, all that jazz. It does help, and it's very much so appreciated. And if you'd like to check out the art I make, go back to the site, pixelatedsausage.com, and if you see something you like, you can purchase a print of the piece you fancy. And if you fancy the site in general and anything that we do, please go over to patreon.com/pxs and support us that way. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.